what is your name and your badge number so I can hold you accountable? It's not my concern.
If you have a Georgia driver's license or any driver's license in the United States of America and it's signed on the back, you're saying when you sign this, if an officer asks you for it, you're going to produce it.
That's not true at all. That is false.
You feel me? No, sir, you can't do that. You have to step outside. So you cannot film this side.
I have a complaint against some GBI agents.
Okay. All right, come on out.
Is that funny? Hey, what's up guys? Long Island Audit here. Back again with another installment of Throwback Thursday. Today's audit took place at the Floyd County Law Enforcement Center in Georgia. This video is not only proof that law enforcement officers don't even know basic identification laws, but it is also proof that Internal Affairs does absolutely nothing about complaints. Stick around until the end of the video for the update on the IA investigation. Let's get into it.
How you doing? Can we help you with something?
Good, how are you?
Doing well, how are you? Can we help you with something?
Can I get your name and badge number, please?
No, you cannot.
Why can't I get your name and badge
Why
number?
are you walking around filming? This is a restricted area.
No, it's not. Can I get your name and badge number?
No, sir, you may not.
Can I get your name and badge number, sir?
No.
I can't get either of your name and badge numbers.
No, sir, not till
So-
you know what you're here for.
So then we're done talking.
Okay.
Can I get your name and badge number, ma'am? So none of you want to give me your name and badge number?
No, sir.
How do I know you're really police officers?
Well, you're standing in the police department parking lot.
This is a public
You're
park.
filming-
This is a
you're
public
filming
parking lot.
police vehicle.
This is a public parking lot.
Okay.
Public.
You have business here at the police
This,
department?
I do have business.
Okay.
This is a public parking lot. You clearly marked the areas that are restricted with restricted signs. Haven't gone in any of those areas.
Okay, so you're refusing to leave the area. Do you have any identification?
Do you suspect me of committing a crime?
Do you have any identification? Do you have
You-
a driver's license that's signed on the back of it?
Unless you have reasonable, articulable
Do you have a driver's
suspicion.
license with your signature on the
Unless
back of it?
unless you have reasonable, articulable suspicion that I've committed a crime.
Okay, well, the suspicion is you're walking around in an area filming police.
Is that a crime?
It's suspicious.
You need
Suspicion,
reasonable
it's not a crime.
suspicion of a crime.
Okay.
That's
And
the
crime is-
statute in Alabama, sir.
This is Georgia.
I mean Georgia. That's the statute in Georgia. Excuse
Okay.
me.
So do you have a driver's license?
Do you have reasonable, articulable suspicion I've committed a crime?
Well, so I'm gonna. So without going any further, if you have a Georgia driver's license or any driver's license in the United States of America and it's signed on the back, you're saying when you sign this, if an officer asks you for it, you're going to produce it.
That's not true at all. That is
How do you know
false.
that?
That's false because I know my rights and I know the law.
Okay.
Obviously you don't.
Okay.
Signing the back of your driver's license, whatever that means, does not mean that you can come up to me at any time you want.
I can come up to you anytime I want.
You
Talk to
can. You can.
It's called a Tier 1 encounter.
Okay. Are you detaining me?
No.
Okay, great.
You're free to leave.
See ya.
That way's
Tier
there.
1
Bye.
encounters aren't detainment, sir. It's just verbal, like what we're doing right now.
I understand, but you should be professional enough to identify yourself to the member of a
Have I
public.
been rude to you?
But be professional and identify yourself. That's it. You're a public servant. I'm sure your policy at the Rome Police Department is to identify yourself. Can I speak to a supervisor?
Sure.
I'd like to speak to a supervisor.
Call 911.
I'm asking you. This is a Tier 1 encounter. I'm asking you.
You can ask for a
I'm asking you to call a supervisor to the scene.
No, sir. You
Because
can call
you're
911.
escalating a situation that doesn't need to be escalated. You don't know the law, and neither do you.
Okay.
Reasonable suspicion of a crime. That's when you can demand ID. Other than that, I'm a free citizen. I can do whatever I'd like.
Once again, you're going up to cars and filming the inside of those cars.
Is that a crime?
You are in a restricted area.
Okay.
Interfering with government property. Yes.
Okay, that's not a crime.
You are interfering with government property.
But it's not a crime. It's not a crime. You're not suspicion enforcement, you're law enforcement. I understand you coming up to me and talking to me, but it would have de-escalated the situation even better if you would have identified yourself properly to a member of the public. By you just, all of you saying, starting with you, you're not getting my name and badge number, that's escalating a situation higher than it needs to be.
You asked me if I
And
would give you my name
how
and
am I
badge.
supposed to hold you accountable? How am I supposed to hold you accountable? I have no idea who you are. I have no idea who you
see
are.
The badge on my shirt.
I have
The
no.
badge on my belt.
On your
did
belt.
Because you identified me as a law enforcement officer.
I need to know who you are. Who you are.
Okay, I am a law enforcement officer.
Who are you? Who are you? What is your name and your badge number so I can hold you accountable? It's not my concern.
Like I said, you can contact 911 and request a supervisor to come over here and you can speak with them.
I would like a supervisor to come here to educate you guys, because obviously you think you can identify anybody who you want for any given reason because of a license.
Correct? You're asking for my identification.
Because you are the public servant. I am not. You work for the public. You work for the public. It is your policy to identify yourself to the public. You are in violation of your departmental policy as we speak.
You don't even know what my policy is.
I do know your policy because I looked it up before I came here. Your policy is to identify yourself to the public. And plus, it doesn't matter. First of all, it's just being professional.
Well, so
you're working.
Courteous if somebody comes to you politely and asks you for identification.
I will give you my identification. You give me your driver's license.
Okay, I'll tell you what I'll do. I'll tell you my name if you'll tell me your name.
You're the public servant here. I'm not going to play these games with you. I just told you. Give me, you're the one playing games.
Let me tell you, you came in here and you're doing this to draw attention to yourself.
I didn't draw attention to nothing. You came up to me. You don't want to identify yourself. That's escalating the situation. You could have said, "Hi, nice to meet you. My name is Officer Smith, badge number 222.
Actually, my name's Agent Jones.
Agent Jones.
148.
Great. That's great.
Okay. So the big concern
Agent Jones, you need to learn the law of your state.
There's a lot of police cars in here, and it's just kind of suspicious when you're filming inside police cars because there's restricted information in these cars. It is kind of a normal, reasonable person would not do that. Is it fair to say that? Would it be reasonable?
Why would you leave a computer on in your car?
I didn't say a computer. Where did you see a computer on?
What sensitive information could I get from looking inside of a police car that my tax dollars help fund? I'm checking out the police cars.
There's only a part of a police car that most people see. The front part of it, there's a lot of stuff up there, right?
I'm just checking out a police car that my tax dollars help fund. That's it.
I'll tell you what. If you want to look inside a police car, we can let you look inside one. If that's what you like to
But
do.
you're giving me a hard time for even looking out inside of one.
It's just the way you're going about doing it. So like if you were doing this out like in a subdivision, just kind of looking around houses and stuff like that, even from the sidewalk, and you're not from that area, it draws attention. And that's kind of what
This is public. This is public.
Well, that's fine. It's public, but the police cars are public.
You have restricted area. Do you see that fence over there? That's a restricted area, right? That fence right there. That is because it says restricted on the outside. So my point is, if you have a restricted area and you don't want people looking in your cars, put the cars in the restricted area and I won't go and look at them. I was just checking them out because I've never been to Rome before. I'm looking at the police cars. That's it. There's nothing wrong with looking at the police cars.
So I tell you what. I told you no.
Is that what you tell everybody? That you have because they signed the back of their driver's license? Can I?
So most of the
Agent
time,
Jones?
when you're dealing with people and an officer asks you for driver's license, that's what you're going to do. And also it says you're going to adhere to the laws of the state of Georgia when you sign the back of your license, correct? Is that what that says?
All I know is that it doesn't give you the right to identify whoever you choose, especially when you didn't even want to identify yourself to me.
All right, what, sir? I don't know who you are. I hope you have a good day.
Yeah, Agent Jones.
You're probably going to have other people come up and talk to you if you keep around police.
Why don't you let them know that I'm not doing anything wrong, or I'm not doing anything illegal?
So you're not from Rome. Where are you from?
I'm not doing anything illegal, sir.
That's fine. I'm just person to person.
Please go about your day, please.
This is a public area, right? I can hang out here all I want.
Okay, great. Didn't want to provide a supervisor, didn't want to identify yourself. You guys are class acts here, really professional, really professional. That's how you deal with a member of the public, right? That's how you deal with the member of the public, right? Completely unprofessional. Now we're gonna go speak to a supervisor. Completely ridiculous. You see the way those tyrants came up on me? No, I'm not giving you your name and badge number. What? Are you kidding me? What is wrong with this place? Give me your ID. When you sign your ID, that means no, you're not dealing with a fool here, okay? I know my rights, and this is why I do this. Because now, everybody who watches this video knows that next time you hear some nonsense, like because you signed the back of your ID, means that you have to give it to a law enforcement officer, is complete and utter nonsense. All right, guys, as promised, we are at the Georgia Bureau of Investigation here in Atlanta, Georgia. We are here to submit complaints against the 3 GBI agents that confronted me yesterday in the parking garage at the Law Enforcement Center in Rome, Georgia. Completely unprofessional behavior by all 3, wouldn't identify themselves, escalated the situation, and Agent Jones, shame on you for trying to peddle that false information that because we sign our driver's license, we have to identify ourselves and hand it over to a law enforcement officer whenever they demand it. That's dangerous. He's a danger to the community. How you doing? I need to speak to a supervisor for, I want to make a complaint against some GBI agents.
Oh, yeah, that's fine. Keep you the good bad. Okay. I didn't know what it is, sir. Okay, so you need to make a complaint against a GBI agent.
Yes, correct.
Okay, where you from?
What does it matter where I'm from? I just want to speak to a supervisor.
Okay, yeah, that's what I got this. This is the admin building here. I need to send you to the office where the GBI is here. This is the admin here.
Okay.
We got our investigative office is over in Carnier.
Where is it?
Carnier.
Carnier?
Yeah, I give you a phone. Yeah. I give you a phone number. This is the administrative building here.
Okay.
Okay.
So you can't make complaints against GBI agents here?
I don't know.
Can you call a supervisor and ask them?
Yeah. Let me hold on a minute.
Yeah, sure. No problem.
Okay. You're not filming in here, are you? Are you filming?
Yeah, I'm taking video. Correct.
No, sir. You can't do that. You're gonna have to step outside. You can't film inside.
Why would I need to step outside? This is a public lobby.
No, you cannot film in here.
Why would that be?
Okay. Well, I don't have the instruction.
Yeah.
But we can get the instruction.
No, I'm positive that I can film in a public lobby.
No, sir. Okay. Yeah, sit somebody out, please. Yeah. No, you cannot film inside.
I can film in a public lobby, sir. This is a public lobby.
Okay.
Open to the public.
Oh, yeah, I understand what you're saying to me, but I know what's been put out to us in the legal department put out to us. You cannot film inside.
Maybe in a restricted area, probably.
It is a restricted area. You only have to sign on the door, so you have an appointment here.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
I mean, if you're gonna call somebody, just call a supervisor, and I'll speak to them. I'll speak to them outside.
She said she's gonna send someone out.
Okay, great. Thank you. And I'll speak to them outside. That's not a problem.
Okay.
I don't care.
Okay, yeah. But you can't have that on now. That's what I'm trying to tell you.
I'd rather just wait. It's just for my protection. Just for my protection. That's all. It's for my protection, transparency, and accountability. That's all it is.
Hey, well, you know
It's not against the law. I know that.
Oh,
It's not against the law.
Yes.
I don't break the law, sir.
Okay, here. Yes, ma'am. Here you go. He got a video on down here.
Hi, ma'am. How are you?
Good. Yeah, you can't film in here.
Would you like to talk to me
It's a
outside
private
then?
building.
Because I need to speak to a supervisor.
What do you need to speak to a supervisor about?
I have a complaint against some GBI agents.
Okay. All right, come on out.
Is that funny?
No. Is there a reason why you need to do it out here and on recording?
Just for transparency, because when I was recording last time with the GBI agents, first, can I get your name and badge number?
Yeah, Cynthia Atkins, badge number 5.
Okay, and are you a supervisor with the GBI?
I am.
Okay, what was your title?
Inspector.
Inspector. Thank you, Inspector. So, I was filming at the Rome Law Enforcement Center in Rome, Georgia.
Law Enforcement Center.
It's a law enforcement center. That's what it's called, the Law Enforcement Center in Rome.
Like the police department or the sheriff's
Yeah,
office?
it's the police department, I believe, but I believe it's also like for the county. Some law enforcement center. That's what it says. I'm not familiar. I was just taking some pictures and video over there, and I believe the GBI. There was in some type of meeting at this specific location, and I was taking some pictures and video in the parking garage and outside of the building and publicly accessible areas. And 3 GBI agents came up to me and said, "What are you doing?" Started questioning me. I told them I'm an independent journalist, just taking some pictures and video, nothing crazy. And I said, "Can I get the same way I asked you? Can I get your name and badge number, sir?" They flipped their badge around, the one you have hanging from your chest right there. They flipped it around so I couldn't see it, and refused to identify themselves to me. They said, "I'm not identifying myself to you." please, can I get your name and badge number so I know who I'm talking to? They wouldn't identify themselves. A GBI agent told me, give me your ID right now because you're being suspicious. I said, sir, in the state of Georgia, in order to identify somebody, you need reasonable articulable suspicion that a crime is being committed. So what crime do you suspect me of committing? And he said, and I quote, because I signed my driver's license, because I have a signed driver's license, that gives law enforcement the right to demand ID from anybody who is, from anybody, just because you sign your driver's license. I said, sir, that's really scary information because that's just not, that's
in my face, sorry.
it's okay. That's not accurate, you know. And if you're telling that to citizens, he eventually, there was 3 of them, 3 GBI agents. 2 of them never identified themselves to me. I believe somebody told them to just go away and they left. One of them did, the one that said that anybody who signs their driver's license has to give it to a law enforcement at any time, or they could be subject to arrest.
Right.
I said, that's bad information, sir. And if you're peddling that to the public, somebody who doesn't know their rights, that can be dangerous because you would be violating their 4th Amendment right of seizing their identity. And he said, my name's Agent Jones, badge number 148. So I wanted to just submit a complaint. Maybe we can get some further education at the GBI on, you know, properly identifying somebody that is not engaged in any criminal activity. In fact, I was engaged in a constitutionally protected activity at the time.
Okay, what was the date of it? I didn't bring.
Yesterday.
I didn't know that was what you were doing, so I don't have any paper with me. So
yesterday.
Normally, I would write this stuff down.
Yeah.
So.
I mean, if you have an email, I can email you the video. There was just very unprofessional, and
that's fine.
They escalated. They escalated the situation again. I'm sure at the GBI you have a policy of identifying yourself to members of the public when asked, and again they all refuse. Because how do I hold them accountable? Now it's now instead of. That's the whole point of identifying yourself to the public, because if they would have done something, you know, illegal towards me or, you know, violated my rights, I have no way of knowing who they are. And by them turning their badge around and not refusing to identify themselves, I don't even know if Agent Jones is really, that's his real name or not. You know, that's what he told me. He said badge number 148. The other 2 would not identify themselves. It's all on video. And again, I think that's very dangerous information that one of your agents is peddling to the public, saying, just because you sign your driver's license, you're signing away your 4th Amendment right to have your identity seized just when you're engaged in a lawful activity.
I understand.
I've read the Georgia, you know, stop and ID statute. If you have reasonable suspicion that I'm engaging in a crime, yeah, you can identify. You can identify me.
Identification, correct?
Exactly. And if I don't, I'll be charged with failure to identify. But he said you're just suspicious, and I'm like, well, being suspicious is very subjective, sir. But again, I think it's very dangerous that a law enforcement officer, especially one with the GBI, would think that just signing an ID is something that grants him a right to identify anybody. Because he could be using that in any situation where people aren't, you know, very well aware of their rights or anything like that, and, you know, that could be a problem. And again, his name was Agent Jones, and he said his badge number was 148.
Well,
and this occurred yesterday at around 5 o'clock.
Okay, so we can do 2 things. I can give you just my email address, and you can send me the video. And if you'll put in the agent's name and the badge number, then I can look into the complaint.
Okay.
Or if you would like to stop the recording, we can go inside and I can write it down.
Yeah.
It's whichever one you would like to do, whatever's easiest for you.
I'd rather, I'm not gonna. I didn't know that you can't film in there. I mean, it's a publicly accessible area. I didn't know, but you know, I don't think that the lobby.
Well, it's publicly accessible because we allow people to come in instead of using the intercom and having to explain why you're here. But it's actually by appointment only.
Okay.
So you can come in, but
yeah, no. The reason is
we could lock the doors and make everyone do the intercom, but it's easier for us to let people into the lobby. But we don't allow recording inside of our lobby.
Okay, and the reason I don't see why that would be, but again, it's okay. I'm not here for that. I'm here to just lodge a complaint against 3 of these agents, and again, I don't know their I don't know who the other 2 didn't identify themselves to me, so I have no idea who they are. But maybe, you know, when I send you the video, I'm not going to turn.
I'd be able to identify for the video.
I'm not going to go inside and you know, turn off my camera just for not personal against you. It's just, you know, transparency and accountability. I'm not going to do that. So if that's not possible, and you're not going to allow me to do that, then I would prefer to get your email, and I'll email you a summary of what happened.
and I'll email you a copy of the video as well.
That'd be perfect. Do you want to write it down, or you want me just to say it?
I mean, you could just say it, and or you could write it down, or give me a card, or
I don't have anything on me. I didn't come prepared for for standing out here and doing that. So
okay, that's fine. I mean, you could just tell me then.
Okay, so my first name is Cynthia, Cynthia. My last name is Adkins, Adkins.
Okay.
So my email address is going to be cynthia.adkins@gbi.ga.gov.
Got it.
Okay, so it's my first and last name with a dot
And
in the
then
middle.
at gbi.ga.gov.
gbi.ga.gov. Yes.
Okay. Thank you, Inspector.
Absolutely.
I appreciate it.
Absolutely. And then if you need to contact me, it's 404-270-8805. It feels weird just to say that.
I
write it down.
I understand.
Yeah.
I mean,
So-
I would have welcomed you to, give me a card or something, but you don't have it.
I
Obviously,
don't have.
so.
I didn't come prepared with that.
Yeah,
No.
and
They
do you
just
work-
said
what-
they
what-
said somebody in the lobby needs somebody, so I just came out.
Oh, okay. And do you what division do you work for?
Investigative division.
Investigative division. Is there like a professional standards or an internal affairs division here?
We do have internal affairs.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And you would forward that to them?
Correct.
Okay, thank you.
Yes.
I just wanted to make sure I was talking to the right person, or
Right.
it's going to go to the right place.
Yeah.
Because, like I said, is it something that did they put hands on me or do anything like that? No, they didn't do any of that.
Right.
Again, but I think it's very dangerous. The incorrect information that a law enforcement officer would put out there, and just the form that they the manner that they treated me was, unbecoming of a law enforcement officer. Supposed to be professional peacekeepers.
Right.
And, they weren't trying to keep any peace. And again, they wouldn't identify themselves. To your knowledge, when a member of the public acts as a GBI agent to identify themselves, is it department policy to identify yourself to the public?
I mean, it's not department policy, but there should never be a reason for us not to give that information.
Okay.
I mean, they're not, obviously, if they were in some kind of a uniform, they're not in undercover capacity. So
Okay.
I'm not saying it's written down in a policy, but
Okay,
there'd be
I'm
no
gonna.
reason. There's nothing that I do on a daily basis that if somebody asks me for my name and my badge number, I have no reason to.
Exactly,
to
but
give it to you,
it's all
so.
public information anyway. So my last question to you before I let you go is, if I wanted to do an open records request, like say for your policies and procedures here at the GBI, how would I go about doing that?
You actually send it to an email address for our open records, and so
Open
when
records?
when I get your email, I can actually I can reply back with that email address.
Okay.
I don't know it off the top of my head.
It's okay.
I want to say it's like openrecords@gbi.ga.gov, but don't hold me to that. I don't email it all the time, so
All
I'm
right.
not sure.
I appreciate your time here,
But I
Inspector.
can give it to you, though.
Thank you. I'll send you that email later today.
All right, what was your name again?
My
I'm
name is
sorry.
Sean.
Sean.
Yeah.
Okay. All
Thank
right.
you.
It was nice to
Thank
meet
you,
you.
Inspector.
All right, fellow patriots. So immediately after submitting my complaint with the GBI agent, I sent her the video of the encounter. I have followed up via email and phone call, and the update is absolutely nothing. I continue to get the runaround regarding my complaint. This is even worse than we have investigated ourselves and found no wrongdoing. They didn't even bother with the investigating themselves. The Georgia Bureau of Investigation obviously thinks it's okay to treat members of the public the way the agents treated me, and that it is okay to have such a lack of knowledge on basic law. To think that just by signing a license means that you have to provide that to law enforcement officers when they ask is absolutely ridiculous. This is exactly why law enforcement in this country is the way it is today, and why we the people need to continue to fight for transparency and accountability. It looks like I need to go back down to Georgia. Stay tuned to the channel and make sure you have notifications turned on. Like and share this video. As always, stay safe. God bless. I'll see you in the next video. Long Island Audit. Peace.